Hey team. So as I promised, I was gonna do a round of bug fixes. Everything seems a-okay. I mean, we did test everything as we implemented it, so I didn't spend too much time there. Everything seems okay. Seems pretty stable, at least for our purpose. One thing that was bothering me a lot. Remember this ugly code here when we deleted the project task here at the project service? And if you remember the last video, I told you I wasn't happy with this because our relationship should have given me the functionality to do this, right? So I just want to replicate the issue one more time so that you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. So I am going to create a new project, test1, which I deleted offline. I'm just gonna recreate that project right now, and I'm just gonna come to my route here, and I'm gonna create this project again, okay? And now we have the project that I just created, and I'm gonna go back to my SQL workbench, and I'm gonna just confirm that it's there, which is good. Okay, so then I am going to start creating a bunch of backlog items here, right? I'm just gonna create a bunch of them. And right now we are on 13, so we have 13 backlog items that are related to this project. And I'm just gonna open my workbench again, go back to my project tasks, and as you can see, we have 13 of them, right? And we have this ugly code here. And thanks to this ugly code, we were able to wrap things up last lecture. And if I try to test or actually delete project task test 1-6, which by the way is in our database right now, if I try and do that, you know, it works, right? Like it goes away. And if I go on and refresh this query right here, you know, it goes away, right? Which is great. But I wanna do it without that ugly code. And I knew that there was a way. I just did it wrong. That's all. So if I comment this ugly code and restart our server, then we're back to we're probably gonna be back to not being able to delete anything without the ugly code. So what if we try to delete 7, which is my lucky number, and we try and delete 7 and the server says that it was deleted, but then if we come here and refresh it, 7's still there. And I was super angry about this. And anyway, 2 things that I learned by brushing up on my JPA. The first thing is that at the project task level, and remember, I haven't touched this since or at least not this code base, other than put in the comments. First thing that we need to do is we need to remove this cascade refresh from here, because I was right in the sense that we need the refresh, but I was wrong in us needing the refresh here, because what happens is that what refresh does is that it retrieves or it reloads the managed objects from the database, right? So what we need refresh at is refreshing the owning side of this relationship, right? And I had that wrong there, so that's why we're removing this from here. Then we're gonna go to the backlog, and where we need the refresh is actually here, right? But that's not all that we need to change so that we can actually delete without that ugly hacky code. It was driving me nuts. I mean, it's midnight and I literally couldn't go to bed because it was driving me absolutely crazy. So what we're going to do here is, other than doing the refresh, we're also going to do orphan removal. Okay, and orphan removal, for those of you that don't know, orphan removal basically marks, let's say, when the child entity is no longer referenced from the parent, you know, then it also gets rid of the child. Now, this is important, and I'll tell you why. Because we have refresh here, but then the other owning side of the backlog is actually the project. So when we delete the project, we want the backlog to go away, and then we also want the project tasks to go away, by association. So we have the project task here, and then we have the backlog here that refreshes, but it doesn't cascades all the way downstream. So it just refreshes. So that's why when this goes away, then all the child objects that are going to be orphaned because there's no backlog because we deleted the project, then we want all those elements to go away as well. All right, so that being said, and I tested this several times, I'm going to get rid of this code because it's driving me absolutely nuts. Actually, I'm going to leave it there just in case, all right? I don't want to get cocky. So now that that's there and this code is commented out and we just fixed our relationship between the backlog and the project task, then let's look at our database again. And remember that we were trying to delete 7, and it stayed there. Now let's try it again. Perfect. And let's see. And I'm going 7's right here right now. Just refresh the query, and 7's gone. Let's do 8. Let's run the query again, and 8 is gone. Okay, so now the other test, and this is something that we never tested together, and actually because of how the relationship was set up, there was an issue with that, was like when we delete the project, we also want anything and everything that belongs to the project gone. But now that we fixed the relationship, we're gonna delete the entire project, test 1, and what we want gone is all the project tasks. We want the backlog gone, and we obviously want the project gone. So now I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna kill it all together. Remember, we do have a warning pop-up on the React side that says, "Hey, feeling lucky today?" So because remember, you're literally getting rid of all your project tasks. So I am going to delete the project now, and now we're going to refresh the project tasks, and it's all gone. The project's gone, the backlog's gone, and this is great. And actually, you know what else is gone? This ugly code. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, that was driving me nuts. I swear to God, I wasn't at peace until I fixed this for you guys, because I know that some of you guys are more experienced, and I'm pretty sure that you were like, hey, that's not the right way of doing, or that's not a clean way of doing this. And thank you for your patience. And for those of you that are still learning, now you know 2 ways of doing this, right? Because I mean, that way is not that it was like so wrong. I mean, it worked. I mean, logically it was doing its job. All I'm saying is that when you can do it with fewer lines of code, why not? Which is basically what we did. So now that we deleted it, because remember, we just literally blew up a piece of code and it was commented out on whatever. But you know what? I really want to test it again, just because I'm like that. I really like making sure that everything works. I really want you guys to be satisfied with this course, and that that at least I'm trying my very, very best to deliver quality here. And so let's go see the project tasks, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just delete 2, and now 2 should be gone. And I'm sorry for doing this again, but again, we just deleted a bunch of code. Even though it was commented out, we just deleted a bunch of code. I don't take any chances. I don't want to take any chances, okay? And now we're going to delete the entire project again, and everything should be perfect. And all the tasks are gone, the backlog is gone, and then the project is gone. All right? For those of you who didn't know about this, now you have 2 ways of managing the relationship. For those of you who knew about this and were yelling or screaming at me, thank you for your patience. And I'm glad that I was able to clean this up for you folks before we go on to React. So again, I'm on branch 22, and I'm sorry, branch 42, and now I think we're good enough to go on to the React piece of this use case. Thank you very much.